Today is Friday, May the 24th. I brought some meat out here for the black cat. He done got full. And then this one, the gray one, done came and he taking that big piece of sausage with him. That's not yours. Yeah, yours right there. His stomach is so heavy. He was really thin. Y'all not gonna get to fighting that big piece of meat you left. You left that big piece of meat right there. You better get your own meat. I couldn't boil it in my pot because it had pork in it, which is why I gave it away in the first place to the animals instead of the human. Ungrateful. Hold on. I'm going to try to do this. See if I can reverse it. I thank God for allowing me to get out and to speak up. I'm going to have to make another video. God's timing is perfect. I don't want to drop my phone. My hands is really weak and slippery. I'm still growing through the process of the stroke. I wanted to go to sleep, and then I had to come on outside and get something to eat, and then come on outside to get some air and some sunshine. Of course it's hot, so I'm in the shade. Soon as I put the meat down, the black cat came along, and then I looked to my opposite side. I saw them repairing the banister thing that's over this lady house with children I was really concerned about last week. So his timing is on point. I made a video earlier. I couldn't go into details like I wanted to on Facebook. I'm grateful for the YouTube channel. I could go ahead and be a little more open. No matter how much you get, how much I shop and how much I gave, the lady demeanor, the female, not a lady, the woman attitude was always the same as it was over 20 years ago. Selfish and greedy and smiling the whole time. I subconsciously, intentionally harm those who view that I'm stupid. God allowed provisions for me to give and to treat people the way I want to be treated. So if I do low down and dirty stuff, manipulating like these people do, I'll be wanting to be treated the way they gonna get treated too. Vengeance is truly God. Let me talk about this real quick. When I had the aneurysm in 2011, I was bleeding from the head. I was speaking at Angola prison about how crime affects family. And I was talking about Joshua. Back up. 2 weeks prior to that, some things were going on with my body. And I went to the nurse practitioner that I thought was a doctor They call her Dr. V because she has 2 long names start with a V. Come to find out, when I went in the hospital, when the aneurysm happened while I was speaking, saving face, not but, everybody around me knew something had changed. That's short version. Thank God for other skin colors who helped make sure the doctors and them saw to me, because they would have let me die right there in the emergency room. Long story short, the tests were did and they hurry up and say, oh, we got to ship her over to Blue Bonnet because we got to have surgery. The next morning, a team of doctors came in and said that I couldn't have surgery from where the bleed out was. And I'm forever grateful that I don't have a big scar across my head and they ain't messed with my brain or my skull, because it's enough stuff going on as it is. They say we can't do nothing but pray that your pressure come down and your sugar come up. Now, those doctors knew some things that the nurse practitioner had did and had lied and covered up about. I'm laying there bleeding in the head, hurting so bad, almost 18 years with no liquor and no form of drugs. So they was giving me pain medication. I'm bleeding from the head and I'm arguing with the people, telling them not to give me that. Long story short, some people, guy I called, he was like, Trace, if you don't take that medicine, they're going to put you on the 5th floor. And then I talked to my sponsor later on. She was like, we'll reach that bridge when we get there. We was already at that bridge. So I'm struggling to hold on to my clean time because they pushing it in my IV. And I'm struggling with staying in the bed because I really wanted to jump out that window. I couldn't take the stuff off of me because I could barely move. Just like I could barely move now. This by far is the hardest one that hit me since they first started in 1998 when I went to Urquhart Long. My right side was twisted and everything. They told me I had a light stroke from being on medication. It's 98 for supposed to be bipolar and fasting. God will and man medicine don't mix up. So get back to the hospital. Fast forward, I had to tell them, talk too fast, how to treat me. When you can't do nothing but pray, then let me help you out. Let me help me out. And the nurses and them kept trying to pop me every time I woke up. No, ma'am. Fast forward, there was a lot of issues with people wanting to see me, and I'm bleeding from the head. I'm bleeding out of the head, not from the head. I'm bleeding in my body where it's draining out in mass amount of pain. Thinking about my son, Keisha was still living at the time. That's my older daughter. And people want to see me. I can't see y'all, and I'm dealing with these doctors too. So fast forward, I started putting little lemon packs in my water from relatives, some of the same relatives that came down when I had the aneurysm, came down and did some stuff when Keisha had unknown died. But I know. Fast forward, made agreement with the doctors. If my pressure come down, can I leave out the ICU? They said yes. Get to the room after leaving out the ICU. The nurse came. I'm waking up drowsy. She done popped me with a needle saying my sugar was high. But mind you, I didn't know I was hypoglycemia. I just know that my sugar had been dropping prior to that. I had been weaning myself off all medication. Fast forward. Nobody ever said you have autoimmune disease. I'm not mad at them. They didn't tell me I had cardiovascular disease. I'm not mad at them because they kept a heart monitor on me that was connected to the nurse's desk. Let me fast forward. Being a caregiver and advocating, I'm not an advocate. I'm learning to remove titles. I knew some things was going wrong that didn't make sense. The massive amount of tests they did, and I'm in mass pain. I'm trying to go home. So I was a fall risk, and I had all kind of complications that they lied about and wasn't being clear and trying to demean me, make me feel bad because I couldn't quite say what they was doing because I couldn't believe it was going on. I get down to the other hospital, immediate therapy. Days after I left ICU, I still have warm blood draining down my neck. Fast forward. When you go to the hospital, they supposed to give you a printout of everything you take. They stalled and refused to do it. They supposed to keep snacks on the floor, and when your sugar low, give you snacks. Everything was an issue and refused to do it. Then they stopped checking my sugar, and a nurse came in one day and she said it's off the board, but Miss Felton, I'm gonna check your sugar because it's still in the doctor's order. Most of the nurses were taking medication that I was on, that they had ordered for me, that I didn't want to take and refused to take. One day, I'm speaking to someone in recovery, laughing, and one of the doctors in the I think Baton Rouge primary care, they done moved and split up. Two of them still together. Dr. Bates and Dr. Venine is still together on Florida Boulevard in Baton Rouge. And they refused, even until 17, refused to release my medical records. Fast forward. I want to hurry up because I'm tired. And the video may not upload if I go over 15 minutes. Fast forward. The nurse came in with a nasty attitude. Who's the patient? I said, I am. You don't look like no stroke patient. I'm confused. What do a stroke patient of God supposed to look like? Once God say, Tracy, you not gonna die, you better fight or you gonna lay up there and suffer. I can't tell y'all how many people saw me naked, talking about they doing observation. Yeah, right. $11,986 was spent from government money. Louisiana Medicaid is not Louisiana Medicaid. And when they extend Medicaid, they're not doing it for the patient. They're doing it for the providers who don't provide accurate or effective care. I made a commitment to God. And then a couple weeks after I got discharged, because they got mad, I was moving too fast and being progressive and questioning them too much. Fast forward. Thank God for the people who came to visit me and the meetings that I was allowed to have in the little kitchen area. I had to start putting a note on the door because too many people was coming. Some was disappointed that I was healthy, and some was hurt that I was hurting. Even relatives was shocked and likely disappointed as well. I know my daughter was. You're not supposed to speak the truth. That ain't what the Bible says. I try to be discreet. Nevertheless, fast forward, after the issue of March the 4th or February the 3rd, I'm not real sure. The UPS truck is coming to bring the rest of my package stuff, y'all. I have to make a part 2. Bye-bye.